Hey there guys, welcome back. Today we are covering a brand new commander, Shroofus, the little doofus. He is the first Saproling creature that isn't a token. They're always a fungus that generates Sapling. So first time. He's a 3-mana little 1/1 with trample. Whenever a Sapling you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green Sapling tokens. Now you can build him kind of two ways. You can do like a Voltron style, build him up nice and tall. He is a Sapling, so when he hits an opponent you get a ton of tokens. Or you can just go Fungus, Sapling, Tribal, generate a ton of the tokens, go wide and just crush them dead, which is what we've gone with. So an inherent flaw with Shroofus is it's Saproling. Him being the only Saproling creature that isn't a token means a lot of your other non-token creatures aren't going to generate you Saplings on hit, except if you have Masterword Nexus, which makes all your creatures every other type in addition. And it can also generate 2/2 tokens, which in this case would be Saplings. So having this artifact out means if any of your creatures hit your opponent, you get to generate that many 1/1 Sapling tokens, which that's pretty good for our game plan. Now, some like auto include that just win you the game with this kind of commander. Good old Craterhoof, play it when you got a nice big board state, just pump all your creatures up like by 8/8 at a minimum or something and just run everyone dead. I still can't believe the card's like over $30. Triumph of the Horde makes all your creatures 1/1, trample and infect. Of course, go wide, insta-kill everyone with an effect. A nearly $20 uncommon, which I do understand is hard for him to reprint because it's pretty busted for what it is. Epic Struggle, it's 4 mana, just beginning your upkeep. If you have 20 more creatures, you win the game. A really dumb, easy card in this deck for sure. Now, Eldrazi Monument and Vigor don't just really win you the game on the spot, but they'll make an uphill battle for your opponent. Eldrazi Monument gives your entire board 1/1 flying and indestructible at the small price of having to sacrifice a Sapling every turn. Oh boo-hoo, but we made little mini gods. Vigor prevents damage being dealt to our creatures and they get that many counters on them, plus it can recycle itself back into your library. It just makes our Saplings get bigger and bigger and bigger, and when they get bigger, they hit your opponent and generate more tokens, so it's just a good snowballing effect. Alright, onto production. So these are the more bigger pieces which can generate long-term Sapling growth, or put out a ton real quick. Tender Shoot, every upkeep we're going to get another Sapling. Plus when you have the City's Blessing, you give all your Saplings +2/+2. Mycoloth, he comes in, eats up a ton of other creatures, devour 2 for each one, he gets that many counters, and then each of your upkeeps you get to create that many Saplings equal to the number of counters on him. He can keep generating you a board state even if your opponents keep killing him. Bright Cap Badger does everything this deck wants. It can create Saplings as an instant speed with its adventure. It can make all your fungus and sapling creatures tap for green mana, which is 90% of our creature base or more. And then at the beginning of your end step, it creates a sapling token. It does everything. Sapling Burst, this is the vintage master art. You can't actually get it like this way. Has fading 7, so you remove a fade counter from it, and then you get to make a token that size equal number of fade counters remaining on Sapling Burst. When the burst leaves, you lose those saplings created by it. But it can generate either a lot of saplings or some really fat saplings. Spellbound, notorious for going infinite with a few other cards, but alone in this deck, just landfall creating saplings, I love it. Sapling Symbiosis, it just doubles the number of saplings we have in play basically. You can pay a little extra and play it faster. Fungal Sprouting creates a ton of saplings equal to our biggest creature. And then Underseller, he brings a little friend with him, or when he dies as well, and he taps for mana, so he's a good little all-rounder. Now onto the sub-tribal type in these guys, these are the Thalids. They have the ability, beginning upkeep, you put a spore counter on them, you can remove 3 counters from them to make another Sapling. But they also do a little extra thing. They're kind of a cool little sub-theme. So you've got the Ancient and the Spore Sower here. These two are like the main pieces. The Ancient changes it from needing to have 3 spore counters to generate a token down to 2. And the Spore Sower gives every fungus an extra counter in addition to their already growth they do. So between these two guys combined, you can make 1 Sapling per Thalid basically. You've got the original Thalid here, who's a 1/1 for 1 mana, who has again a big upkeep, you make a spore counter on it, remove 3, voila, there's another token. You've got the Savage, who can regenerate a fungus by sacking a Sapling, which all the Thalids are funguses and other key pieces. You've got the Vita Spore, which can give a creature haste by sacking a Sapling. You've got the Shell Dweller, who's just a really fat good blocker that generates saplings over the turn. You've got the Germinator, which can buff a creature by sacking a sapling. Really good if you've got a wide board state, you attack, a couple of them get blocked or whatever get interfered. You can sack those blocked creatures to pump up another sapling that got through, and thanks to your commander, you generate equal to the damage, so you're not really losing a board state. You got probably the best Thallid, who's a Psychotrope. You can pay 1, sack the sapling, and draw a card. Insane in a green deck. And then you got the last one, Utopia, that lets you sack them for mana. Spore Swarm, just a one-off instantly give us a board presence. And then the cute little Sprout Swarm with buyback and convoke. It makes 1 sapling token, but all up it would be 5 mana if you want to convoke it with buyback, but you can use other saplings to help pay for the total cost, so it could be a spell you could keep for the long term. Supporting themes. So these are our Lord effects or really go wide. Beastmaster Ascension, play it like a sorcery more than an enchantment, so when you've got enough creatures to attack, have it out in that main phase and just swing in it and give your entire board state +5/+5. For Grove Guardian, you can sack 1 sapling to buff all of them. Huge board presence, you will generate tokens with your commander, plus you can sink all your spare mana into it and make more tokens. You got the little Lord, the Spore Crown Thallid, just gives all our creatures +1/+1, and then the same for Sylvan Anthem, gives all our green creatures 1/1, and whenever a green creature enters a battlefield we get to scry 1. Thanks to our commander, we could really dig through our library if we wanted to. Doubling Season's a no-brainer, we are a token deck, and we have a sub-theme for Thallids that care about spore counters, so it works with both our themes in the deck. Bellowing Tangleworm gives our entire board a form of evasion, giving all green creatures Intimidate. They're going to be blocked by Artifact, or creatures that share a colour. Helps get more of those little guys through to generate more tokens. The Frostvein gives all our attacking creatures Death Touch, which kind of makes them annoying to block and people might not want to, but when they do get through, we'll get to generate tokens through our commander, and draw a card through the Frostvein. You've got the ever so broken abusive champion. Creatures with power less than the champions can't be blocked by your creatures, so as the champion grows from other creatures in your battlefield, it makes it harder and harder for our opponent to block our little saplings, and then they can start to get through and generate more little guys. Bit of a protection theme. Commander's play is like $40, $50. If you don't want it in the deck, I would cut it too. But it really works well for this commander. It gives your commander 3/3 and pro each color that it is not. So it's protection from every color but green. It helps give your commander protection, evasion because it's protection, you can't block it. It's everything the commander cares about. Mithril Coat, just instant speed, protection, indestructible. I put it in all my commander decks now. Lightning Greaves gives your commander a little bit of haste to get it in there quicker. And Heroic Intervention to try and protect us from a board wipe. Because we're green, we can't really deal with them too much. Alpha Status, a bit of a Chad card. Only works on our commander, but it's like made for this commander. Enchanted creature gets 2/2 for each other creature and player that shares a type with it. Since Shroofus is the first sapling non-token produced, this guy goes onto it. Every time you keep hitting your opponent, you generate a huge board state, and your commander can go for lethal damage with Alpha Status alone. Okay, draw. We'll do what we can, we're green. So we've got our good little friend Toski. Indestructible, can't be countered, you just keep pecking away your opponent, hopefully drawing cards. You've got Fungal Plots, which lets you sack 2 saplings to gain some life and draw a card, or remove things from the graveyard. Fecundity lets everyone draw cards when their creatures die, but we are a token deck, so we'll probably draw a lot more out of them. Good old Skull Clamp, always good in a token deck, of course. Hunter's Insight, pick a creature that wasn't blocked, it get through, hit your opponent, draw a ton of cards, hopefully. Shamanic Revelation rewards us for having a really big board state, drawing us a ton of cards. You probably won't get the Ferocious Trigger, getting you a ton of life, because we are more of a weenie deck going wide. And Harmonize, just simple draw 3 cards when we need it. Green removal is basically enchantment and artifact removal. We've got Cankerbloom, it's a really good body with options, Rex and Artifact, Enchantment or Proliferate. The Proliferate could be nice if you want to get your Thallids up a little bit higher. Good old Insidious Fungus, he's nice and cheap at 1 mana, good body for what it is. In any point in the game, sack him to go and wreck something or draw a card and play an extra land. Beast Within, it's a staple, you know it, wreck any permanent. Collective Resistance, I really like it. You can choose 1 or more and just pay a little bit of extra fee. Lignify and Songs of the Dryad are our way to kind of shut down opponents' commanders. Only thing with Lignify, it makes it a 0/4 creature so they can still block with it, get it killed and recast it. But Songs of the Dryad will lock their commander out, hopefully. Green Ramp, it's stuff you've probably seen before. We run our 2 1-drop elves, we run Giara from the Baldur's Gate set. She makes all your tokens tap for mana. Enduring Vitality makes all our creatures tap for mana, which if it dies comes back again. Having expendable attacking saplings that can also produce mana is really helpful. Good old Steve. Harvest Season is really good in a mono green commander deck like this. We have a ton of basics. We swing out with all our board. Second main phase, 3 mana. Go and dig your entire basics out of your deck. Kadama's Reach and Cultivate, they are staples in this deck of course. Into Mana Artifact Ramp. Ashnod's Altar lets us just sack out those saplings for 2 mana. Soaring, of course. Emerald Medallion, our entire deck is 1 less to cast. Gauntlet of Power. You buff the green creatures and you make your basic lands produce a little bit extra mana. And Heraldic Banner just gives a creature of a chosen type +1/+0 and taps mana. You could run the brand new Patchwork Banner, but we really only care about the power because that's what's generating us tokens here. Into lands, there are some expensive ones which you could totally cut, but they are just really fun and a bit more broken in a deck like this. So being a monocolored deck, Shrine of Nyx is really good, needs a proper reprint. 3 Tree City, named Saproling, tap for devotion to token basically in this commander, love it. Castle Garenbrig, just a little bit more greedy for our creatures. Blightwood gets more lands out of our deck. Fountain Port and War Room are draw but in the land slot, and On Reef buffs our entire creatures that entered this turn. Helps our saplings get a little bit bigger, and that means it will generate more saplings next turn when they attack. And we run 28 basics. Okay, that is Shroofus the Little Doofus. He's a pretty cute little commander, mono green's always fun, Unga Bunga kind of smash. The only thing is I wish they'll do like some grim dark art, because a lot of the other fungus and sapling are a bit like more grim, rot, decay, things bursting out of corpses, like rebirth and returning back to the earth. Instead you got like a little happy-go-lucky dude here with like a really gross foot, like bottom left of the card, like it's a full-on just human foot on a mushroom. Nasty. Right, thanks for watching guys, I appreciate all the support, please give us a like and a sub, we are going for 5k. Yeah, I'll do a few more of these guys, they're pretty cool. Alright, see you guys, bye.